Hey guys, so here we are in Coffs Harbour and we're going to chat to Josh from King Tide Brewing. Let's get into it. Alright guys, so here I am with Josh, we're at King Tide. We're going to get into it and have a chat. How you going, mate?
Yeah, good, Adsy. How are you?
Yeah, good, thanks, mate. Thanks so much for letting us into your kit here.
Oh, pleasure.
What have you got? What sort of system is it? How big is it?
Mate, this is a 10 hec 3-vessel system from Brewtique.
Yep, cool.
Really,
nice.
Really nice bit of kit. It works well. The guys from Brewtique are fantastic, and it brews a good beer at the end of the day, which is
that's what you want to. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Can we jump up on deck and have a quiz?
Please.
Mashed louder kettle?
Yeah, that's right. Yep. It's a kettle whirlpool combined. And look, I think probably the standout feature of this is the thermocraft system we have. So that gives us a fair bit of some automated programs, some semi-automated sequences, which really make brew day a bit easier.
Yeah, not have to run up and down the stairs.
Yeah, that's right.
Things like that. Yeah,
Makes things a bit more repeatable as well.
So this is, like, as I said, we've done a few breweries that have got Brewtique systems in it. So Hiker's got one, and there's a different configuration. Everyone sort of has their own little unique touches on it.
Yeah, sure.
Did you know enough when you were putting it in to say, no, I want this here, I want that there, this is how I want it laid out? Or would you just going off like Lockie and just to fucking...
Yeah, look...
their experience of like...
Certainly. Look, I think... I was very green in the industry when I started. I came from a home brewing background.
So as most of us have.
Yeah. So look, I really appreciated the guidance expertise that Neil and Gavin gave in setting up. We had a space also that we needed to fit the brewery into, and that did guide some of the layout. Absolutely. And we really wanted the brew kit to be on show and just to have that great aspect from people looking in the venue.
It must smell great in here when there's malt coming around. And
you should have smelled it yesterday as well.
Oh yeah,
it was delicious. Yeah.
So how many fermenters have you got?
So we got 6 fermenters, 3 doubles, 3 singles, and a double bright and a single bright.
Yeah, nice. The double fermenters, do you do a double in one day, or do you just do one day and come in the next morning?
No, we normally double in a day, or sometimes we'll split across 2 days if you want to prop up some yeast. So pretty common for us to just over 2 days do 2 doubles when we're sort of doing some volume. So
yeah, nice. What's your favourite brew to beer? Because it's either easier or just because when it's going down, you know what that's like at the end and you're just hanging on it, waiting for it to come out of tank.
Oh, look, the beer we've done the most is our Coffs Coast Pale. It's a hazy pale, and look, love that beer. It's our biggest seller here. But on the other hand, some of the the nice sort of German lagers or pilsners that we do, where beautiful sort of hop trube we get in the bottom, massive sort of yield into fermenter, and you just sort of say, that was really nice brew day.
This beer's going to be special.
Exactly.
Have you had any dramas in here, like with council or anything? Like, how hard was it to get a brewery going in the heart of town in Coffs Harbour? Like, was it?
Look, it was a tough process, long process. It was about a 9-month DA. And look, middle of town was a challenge. So we sort of really had to walk a fine line with our approvals and the zoning and how we sort of positioned what we were doing.
Because I imagine it wasn't like on their blueprint. They were like sort of, where are you going to put it? Like
look, that's right. And look, at the same time, an artisan industry zoning came out, which was meant to make it easier for breweries to get going in towns, but it actually sort of stalled things, made it a bit harder, just confused matters a bit.
Because I don't think we have that sort of license up in Queensland. So what sort of license is that? Like, what does that do? What does that entail? That?
Oh, look, the artisan industry, I think it's meant to be for breweries and coffee roasters, cheese makers and that sort of thing. Just to help with a sort of small scale craft industry to get going in more locations in a town.
The fact that you are in town, like we're down a little lane down the sideways, but man, you've only been open half an hour and there's like 30 people already here rolling in. I know it's school holidays, but it's a Saturday still.
Yeah.
Do you get a lot of support and people find it easy to find and they're walking around and
Yeah, look, I mean, it's a little bit off, off the main road, which I think is a big plus.
Yeah.
It sort of gives a bit of that, back alley, Melbourne kind
What's
of vibe.
that called? Mystery.
Yeah, that's right. And I think it was quite unique when we first opened in Coffs in that regard, and people appreciate that. It's good.
Yeah.
It's good. Kind of like, you find it, and it's like, oh great, I know where King Tide is, and that little sort of secret,
nice.
which it's getting out there.
External stuff, like so when you spent grains going out, you got a local farmer that goes and takes it all. And
yeah, it's a great Burmese farming community that's set up just up the road.
Yeah, cool.
Burmese refugees. So we send the grain up to them for compost and for pig feed.
Yep.
And
it's the sort of farm where they can send you some pigs, like
that's exactly what I did a few weeks ago. It was fantastic.
Yeah, nice.
We got a pig which we smoked and turned into pulled pork burgers.
Came on the wrong week, Joel.
But yeah, that was wonderful. It was so nice to sort of eat that pig that had grown on the grain for our beer.
That's pretty awesome, and that's a full round circle, close the loop. Hey, yeah. I love that idea. What's the sort of like turnaround time on like average of beer? Is it 21, 28 days?
Oh,
you sort of work to, or do you just let the beer wherever it's doing and what it's going?
Oh look, typically we plan on about a 3-week cycle, a bit longer for lagers. That'll vary somewhat. If we can give things a bit more time, we will. So yeah, it really depends. We occasionally we do a kvike and pump that out really quick.
Oh yeah, we're done in a week. Let's go.
Exactly.
Would you do you need, or do you think you're ever going to need to grow in production wise, or is this sort of big enough for you? Because unless you want to open another tap room and start supplying them and massive to wholesale, which we all know what that's like at the moment, it's a bit dire.
Sure.
Do you think you need to ever grow in production or make some space for another double or something?
Yeah, look, we've had a bit of a think of how we'd expand, and we've got a bit of a plan for shifting this row of tanks in and putting some more doubles behind it. I think it's a little way off. Really, with the way things are, I think our focus is really trying to grow locally. And get as much local volume.
You want to be Coffs Harbour's brewery.
That's right. Yeah. And that's the plan, and that's been a lot of the focus with the beers we brew. We're naming them after local landmarks or local attractions and local activities, and we've done a lot of collaborations with local businesses, which is really fun. And it's just easier too, right? I mean, if you consider do a half-hour lap around town, dropping off kegs in cases.
Rather than having the logistics of, you've got to send it there, they get there Tuesday.
Exactly.
Nice.
So, we would rather focus on that sort of that organic local growth. And look, we're pushing out. We've got some stuff in Brisbane and Newcastle.
Nice.
It's sort of like a bit of a natural radius for us at the moment. We can sort of do day trips. North and south. But local's the number one for us.
Yeah, that's cool. Well, man, I'm getting a bit thirsty, and I've been waiting to have a beer. Can we go and have a beer?
Please.
Awesome. Mate, thanks for chatting to us in the brewery. Now we are here having our beers. What have you got? You got
our South Island Stout. It's a dry Irish stout.
Nitro pour. Looks great coming out of the tap. I got the Beach Daz XPA. Joel got your pale ale. Sitting over there. He would have set up the GoPro so he gets his beer in shot, because it's walking in here. It's huge compared to what it looks like online. Like you don't understand the scope, do you?
Look, we wanted to do something big, something to accommodate a lot of people, big events, big parties. And look, we're so lucky to find this place in centre of town. I remember 4 years looking for the right spot. When I first walked past it many years ago, it was an old mechanics car. And I looked at that building and said, if ever that comes up for lease, that's where I'm putting it.
That's where you want it. How many people can you fit?
We're licensed for 430.
Oh right, okay.
But, we can comfortably have 250 or so on a busy night and cater for that many people. So,
you've got like this real cool beer garden going on out here. This awesome interior, nice little spot inside. And then you've got a lot of mezzanine. Cool little areas for functions and stuff as well.
The back bar sort of gets a lot of use for private parties and functions as well. So it works well.
Yeah, that's great.
We got another little den, little room up there, which might turn into a little whiskey bar one day.
Oh yeah? Oh nice. Oh yeah, we'll definitely be back. I love my whiskey as well. Now, your beers, we talked about them up there. You've got quite a selection on the tap. Like there's nothing, like you don't have 4 pale ales and 3 IPAs or anything like that. You got everything from red IPA, you got some black IPAs, which I'm definitely going to have later on as well. Yeah. Is that planned, or one comes off and you just put on what's next and sort of work it like that? Or
we sort of, I've been trying to sort of temper myself and sort of leave sort of 4 or 5 core beers always on. It came from a background of home brewing, where just always experimenting, always doing new beers, and that's how I started here. Every beer was different. Yep. And now I was sort of keeping half the menu fixed. Yep. Just the other half, I just
get to play around and keep doing the fun.
And and I like to mix it up. I don't really have a favourite style. I don't have I love American, Australian sort of styles, hoppy styles, but European style, like German and Belgians and even the English beers. So I regularly just trying to pick sort of from a range of styles just to keep the tap list interesting.
Yep. Yeah. You've also got a lot of cool artwork and things going on around here. Is it just from your wife's influence, like from being Polish, or is it you as well that you love some of those things as well? Obviously, being with her, you've grown to love them because you do, don't you? That's what happens. But
mate, look, I grew up in Coffs, and I went to Sydney for 15 years, and I met my wife while in Sydney. Yep. And look, it'd been my dream for years to come back to Coffs and start a brewery and bring great beer to Coffs. And I wanted to bring some my wife's cultural heritage in there as well. So it's kind of like my upbringing with hers mixed together. Bring that warm Polish hospitality.
Oh, I love that.
And that sort of helped theme the venue, sort of get this old world European sort of feel. Yep. And that's sort of flown into the artwork. We got
100%,
big sort of iconic Polish sort of scene up here, and the pickles down the laneway.
And
it flows into the food as well. So we got the Polish pierogi, kielbasa, which are like the Polish sausages. We got pork knuckle, pretzels. So that European beer food goes so well, and we mix in some of the Aussie pub classics. Just to make it work for everyone.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Do you get any of the European tour community that they hear about you because of that and come in here?
Oh, the number of Polish people that come in and just sort of start yapping Polish at me.
Oh, right. And you're like, well, I need my wife.
But I mean, you imagine, from their perspective, it's just it's crazy, right? Coming into regional town in Australia, and it's sort of a big Polish sort of emblem on the wall. And I mean, you imagine sort of travelling through Poland and just seeing big sort of kangaroo,
like an Aussie bar. yeah. VB and 2 is new.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
You wouldn't go in there.
But the walkabout pubs, isn't it?
That's right. Yeah. When's the venue's birthday? Like when do you celebrate a year, and what are you up to?
Well, we're just over 2, so November, like 17 November.
Okay, yep.
We turned, so we're almost 2.5 now. Yep. We had a DA approved. It was Feb 2020. It was like a week.
Perfect time for
I know, right?
For building a brewery.
We have this long sort of 9-month DA process, and we got the approval a week before COVID lockdown started in February 2020, and we paused the project for 12 months.
Because you couldn't do anything, just because no one could move, or it was logistically, it just would have been.
We just made an agreement with the landlord, and we held off. Come sort of early 2020, we ramped up again, started the demolition of some of the old elements in here, and started the build, and that was about a 9-month build. Opening in November 2021.
Yeah, right. Yeah. What's sort of the thing around here? Like, what have you found that people come to love that surprised you? Like, that people like say something to you, and you're like, man, I never thought that would be the thing that people have noticed or gravitate to.
Yeah, it's good. Good question. Probably ginger beer.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
No, that's the biggest one that we held off. We didn't first sort of 18 months. We didn't do one, and we sort of people were calling out for it. We did one. It sort of quickly became one of the biggest sellers in the pub. Yep. But in terms of I suppose the rest of the venue, and look, I think people love the beer garden. That's where it's at for most people, and that surprised me a little bit. I always sort of thought back bar area, sort of out near the brewery, you know, would be the real popular go-to place. I mean, that's where I'd go. I'd go sit right next to the stainless steel. But look, you know, so many people come in and they just enjoy this place for a venue. And to be honest, a lot of people don't even know there's a brewery at the back.
Yeah, right. They're here. They've got good food, good beer, and they're like, oh, yeah, too easy. Mate, I'm getting pretty hungry. We're sitting right here next to the kitchen.
Yeah, mate, let's do it.
How about we get some lunch?
Fantastic.
That's great. Cheers, man.
Awesome.
Thanks so much.
Cheers. Appreciate it.